Hey guys, welcome back. It's been so long since I've actually vlogged and talked to you guys. So we had a very important doctor's appointment today. Me and Darren, we went down. So if you guys have been following me on Instagram and whatnot, or any of the videos I recently posted, you may have noticed that my son, he just turned 2 and he still isn't really talking. And I know that this is like a concern of a lot of parents, especially first-time parents or parents with boys especially. I know this because I talk to a lot of moms at work and everything, and apparently there's a lot of boys who just have issues talking. And I live here in Nevada, and in Nevada there's like a program called early intervention. So my original primary care, pediatric doctor for my son recommended that I go see him if by the time he was 2, if he didn't have at least 30 words, and we thought he had about 6, so we knew it was time. And all during this process, let's see, it's hard to explain, but just kind of backtracking, if you guys had followed me before, you will know my husband is immunocompromised. And so the pediatric doctor that we were seeing stressed us get all of our vaccines, which we have had all of them except for live vaccines, which is the MMR and the varicella, like the chicken pox. And, you know, there's a lot of controversy with that and whatnot. And we did a lot of research on our own, and ultimately we decided we wanted to get it done. And then when we finally went to go get it done, something happened and he couldn't get it done. We told the doctor about my husband's condition, and he said that my doctor has to see his rheumatologist to get it clear, to find out if he can be in the same household as my son after these vaccines. All this craziness. So even after we struggled with deciding, we finally decided, and then this came up, and we talked to his doctor eventually, and then she said he has to basically have no contact whatsoever with my son for 14 days if he has the vaccine, which is really hard because my husband is a stay-at-home father. So we kind of planned for his mother to come out here and help us with Darren while we got this, and then we actually went to go again. We planned it out, we went to go get it done, and then my son was sick and we couldn't get it done because I guess apparently to get vaccines you got to be feeling 100%, especially if it's a live vaccine or flu shot or anything like that. So all these things keep telling us not to get the stupid vaccine. And then she ended up leaving, and then we ended up going on vacation, all these things. So finally we decided for now that we would see a different pediatric doctor, one who did not require us to have the vaccine right now anyway. We can push it off a little bit longer. So I'm not recommending anyone do that. This is just our personal situation, and these things just keep happening, and it's very hard for us to do. Like, we really have to plan in advance. We still think that we want to get the vaccine, but now we are thinking we just need to wait until my son's in daycare, or I don't know, something. It's very hard with my husband. Anyway, so since we saw a new doctor, this new doctor, he does not push vaccines like the doctor we were seeing. The doctor that I saw basically said, hey, next time you come in, you have to have this vaccine if you want to keep being seen here. And yeah, with my husband it was hard. So we see this new doctor. He's an amazing doctor. He spent the whole hour with us. It was crazy because our other doctor spent like 10 minutes. He really evaluated Darren. He like did a lot of things that this other doctor did not do, and kind of nonchalantly, you know, I did tell him about my son's eczema, which he's had since birth, and we know we've done coconut oil, I've tried oatmeal baths, we've tried everything, and we have noticed when he doesn't eat as much dairy, it seems to kind of want to clear up. And so I did mention that to him, saying that we, you know, we're pretty sure he might be allergic to dairy and all of this. And then we told him about his speech issues and how the other doctor recommended that we see the early intervention to find out if he qualifies for this free program to help children with speech. So, oh my goodness, where did you get that knife? Oh gosh, it's a butter knife. Anyway, so this doctor was amazing. He checked us out. He decided to do a kind of like an ear test. I don't really remember what it's called, sorry, but basically they like puff air in the eardrum and then they measure vibrations to see if they're hearing or not. And in the left ear, there were no vibrations, so they determined it does not seem like he's hearing it all through the left ear. And the right ear was partial, so he's hearing but partially hearing. So the doctor thinks that could be why he is having speech issues. And upon further evaluation, he did some crazy tests. I didn't know what was happening. Mind you, this doctor is, I believe he's 84 years old. So I'm not sure why he's still in practice. I think he probably just must love his job, and he must be very good, and he must really enjoy helping people. But he kept taking all these vials out of his pockets, like a lot. I'm talking like maybe 50 vials or 30 or something, a lot. And I was like, man, why is this guy emptying his pockets in front of me? What's going on? Well, I guess that's how he kind of does the allergy test. FYI, allergy tests that are performed like under the skin through an allergen specialist or even blood tests are not 100% accurate either. So there's a lot of tests that really don't help with allergies or really help determine allergies or their level. But anyway, so he did one, I think it's called kinesiology, something like that. And I didn't know what was happening at first because I'm not familiar with this. I usually don't do the holistic thing too much. I mean, I do try to eat very healthy and stuff, and I do research things and all of that, but I'm not crazy like holistic. But he did the thing. I'm sure a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. You hold your arm up and you leave it there. You like hold it still like this, and then he like pushes on your arm, and you have to keep it there. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, this is easy. You're not gonna push my arm down. And he kept like, while I was holding Darren, he kept putting the vials toward me and pushing my arm. Nothing happened. And finally, one was just like instantly down. I'm like, whoa, what's that? He said, yeah, that's the dairy. It seems like, yeah, he's definitely sensitive to it. And then my hand also kind of went down a little bit with the wheat, but all the other ones he tested me for, like soy and peanuts and all these other ones, I didn't react. And I don't really know how accurate these things are. I'm just sharing with all you other mamas my experience. So once this is happening, I'm thinking this is kind of weird. I don't know how that has to do with allergies, but whatever, I'm gonna go with the flow. He's been in practice a long time. So he told me he thinks the reason why my son's ears are inflamed and they're not hearing is because of the dairy allergy, especially since he eats a lot of dairy. My son does not like meat or fruit. He pretty much just likes bread and dairy. He told me to just try wheat-free, dairy-free diet. We did the wheat-free and dairy-free for about 1 week. And then after 1 week, we decided to reintroduce the wheat because that was very hard for my son. He had a very, very minimal diet. He's pretty picky as it is, as most 2-year-olds can be. And we wanted to see a reaction, and we could not see a reaction. We don't know if there is one internally. We don't know that, but visually and everything looked fine. But just 2 days after starting wheat-free, dairy-free diet, he already said 2 words that he hadn't really said before. One was broken. He says broken. And I don't remember the other one now. It's been a couple weeks. But I thought that was pretty miraculous. And 2 days afterwards, all of a sudden his eczema just completely cleared up, like completely. And I'm talking like it was super noticeable to like there's barely, he used to have little red eczema patches on the backs of his knees. And then his whole torso was really, really rough and scaly, like so scaly. And I've tried everything under the sun to try to clear it up. I'm very good at moisturizing him, using like crazy organic soaps. I kept thinking it was a soap, and he was allergic to the soap, detergents, everything, you name it. But this, boom, all of a sudden, he's doing great. So that pretty much convinced me, and I was like, well, I don't know really about the kinesiology thing, but if his eczema was clearing up, maybe it is clogging his ears. So I do have an appointment to see the ear, nose, and throat. I just got back with the early intervention people. They did a 2-hour evaluation on my son in a room with toys and puzzles and everything. They asked me tons and tons and tons of questions. I signed lots and lots and lots of things. And I guess it's hard to explain, but basically you have to be so far under the normal to qualify for the free assistance with the state. Like you have to be at least 50% below something in one category, or 25% below in 2 categories, equaling 50% to qualify or something. And he scored above average on everything except for speech, and his speech was like really, really low. Like his points Like, he hardly got any points for that, but everything else, his points were high or something. So he qualified for the free program, and they recommended that I see an audiologist. Is that what it's called? Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm going blank. But yeah, we have to see him about the hearing, but we can't do that until we see the ear, nose, and throat to determine the medical side of it, like if he has an infection or what needs to be done on the medical side, because the audiologist can't do his part if the ears are inflamed or something. They also recommended that he see an occupational therapist that's actually going to come to our house, because she mentioned something about, okay, so my son, he hits himself when he's mad or angry or frustrated, like a lot, like he'll go like this, or he'll find a wall and he'll bang his head. He's been doing this since like 6 months old. My last pediatrician said it was totally normal. Let me know, you guys, does your son do this? Because I've never seen it. He goes to like play groups and stuff with other kids, other boys, and I've never seen anyone else do this. So like deep down, I'm like, I don't feel like it's normal, even though everyone keeps saying, or the doctor kept saying it is. This other doctor said he didn't think it was. They told me that could be from being either overstimulated or understimulated, something with the development of their circulatory system or spine or something like that. So they said that, and that could be why he hits a lot too. Like everything's a weapon. He likes to hit everyone. They think that helps with stimulation. And since he doesn't like meat, they think it's a texture thing, which can also be related to, I guess, toddlers who have issues with sensory. So we're going to have all these evaluations. I will keep you guys updated. He's pulling me right now. That's what this is. I will keep you guys updated on that. But we're really excited. Let me know, you guys, does your son hit himself a lot? Like, I'm talking, like, look at this. Come here. Can I show you? Look. He has 2 big bumps on his head. I don't know if you could see that. One. Oh, baby. Okay, here. He has 2 big bumps on his head. When we were at the place, he hit himself in the head twice. You can see it, yeah. One on each side. Okay. Oh, I know. So, I don't know. I don't think it's all that normal, but let me know what you guys think. I have a book that the doctor recommended I read. I bought it on Amazon used for like $5 or $8 or something. It's by Doris Rapp. Is This Your Child? This book, I started reading it, and there's a lot of information that I was not aware of, even as a hygienist. I work in the mouth a lot, and in school we were always told, for example, things like geographic tongue, where you have like, it kind of looks like a map of your mouth when you stick your tongue out. Like, mine's normal. Some people have like little red patches and white patches, and it kind of looks like a map on their mouth. In school we're told that this is normal, just genetic. Some foods aggravate it, but nothing like allergy. And this kind of goes to explain that's actually a pretty good sign, I think, of dairy allergy or some allergy, but of allergies. And it just goes through showing all of these things that are signs of usually food allergies. They even go into detail about air pollutants, if I'm saying that right, mold, dust, all of this stuff. Really, really eye-opening. I kind of like the book. It has a lot of information and stuff. And they're saying that a lot of the times it can be, not all cases, but some cases, like where kids are misbehaved or have like hyperactivity or whatever, can be related to allergies. Not all cases, but some can. So, and you know, changing your diet, thanks Darren, you got smoothie all over me. Changing your diet is something that's so easy to do, expensive but easy compared to other things. So we figured if it helps him with his eczema or maybe his hearing and speech, you know, why not give it a try? So, and we've so far seen, it seems to be helping. So he keeps pulling me, he misses me. I think I touched on everything. Let me know if you guys have any questions below or any comments about your experiences. The things that he says right now is like, uh-oh, and mama and dad, tickle, tickle, broken or broken, room, beep, beep, key. I don't know, I can't think of the rest, but I think he can say cheese, but I'm thinking that's pretty much it. Like, that's it. He's 2 and he doesn't really talk a lot. So that was my experience. I just wanted to share with you guys. And if you have any advice, you know, I'm free I'm open to advice or whatever. And yeah, you guys should get the book if you think that your child might possibly have an allergy to something, because there's all kinds of different signs that I was not aware of. Thank you for watching. Bye!